And we're going to begin today with a major achievement on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic. The CDC says half of adults here in the U.S. are now fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and more than 60% have had at least one shot. Those numbers, of course, much lower among children, but a possible second vaccine for kids over 12 means millions more could soon be joining those fully vaccinated. Pediatric airway surgeon and assistant professor of ENT at Columbia University Medical Center, Dr. Susanna Hills, is with us now to discuss this potential turning point in the fight against COVID. Doctor, thanks for joining us. Does this milestone increase optimism that the U.S. could actually reach herd immunity? I know there was some talk, maybe just over the past few weeks, that maybe herd immunity is not something we'll attain, but we'll get close. So is there a possibility that we could get there?
Certainly there's a possibility, but it is going to require 75 to 80% at least of our population getting vaccinated. This is wonderful news, so let's just underscore that. It's great. Over half of Americans are fully vaccinated. What a great achievement. We, of course, have noticed in the last few weeks that the rate of vaccination has slowed. We're now closer to, under about 1.75 million doses of vaccine a day. So under 2 million doses of vaccine a day. The rate of vaccination is slowing a bit. So we're going to have to keep on pushing even harder to continue to get to herd immunity if we're going to achieve that 75 to 80% of folks vaccinated. Right now, I think, is a really fantastic time to focus on getting kids vaccinated too, because we now have this wonderful new opportunity to get kids who are 12 to 15 vaccinated. That's great news. And we're now discussing our plans for reopening in the fall and what that's going to look like. And here in New York, and I know other states are going to have a similar plan, there won't be a virtual option. All kids will be expected to be present back in the school system. And so I really just, if I can do a little public health messaging here, I would really urge parents to consider getting their 12 to 15-year-old vaccinated, and when the opportunity comes for younger kids later on, to get them vaccinated so that they're protecting their child, they're protecting their family, but also so that they're protecting the school community that is taking care of their kid every day.
Yeah, so as we know, Pfizer was only just approved for children 12 and over. It looks like Moderna may be seeking that approval, emergency approval. But that, of course, means that kids 12 and under, there's no vaccine for them, at least at this point. And so I think that may be a concern for a lot of parents. I know even in New York, there were some parents that weren't thrilled about hearing that there will be no virtual option. So I want to ask you, when it comes to those kids that there's no vaccine available for them under 12, what advice do you give parents? How do we make sure that we protect them?
So it's really simple. The rules have not changed in terms of the self-protection and the public health guidance and messaging we've been saying all along for folks who haven't been vaccinated yet. So I see so many families working really hard to keep their kids with their masks on. Many kids who come into my clinic, into my hospital, are doing such a great job wearing their mask. They're comfortable with it. And that's a practice that just needs to continue until we can get these younger children vaccinated. And that will be the reality in the fall with school reopening. Kids are going to need to wear masks in the classroom. And so right now is the time to continue to work with kids to wear masks. I know it's hard, I know it's challenging, but these are things that are going to be really important for getting kids back to school. And I just, for families who are concerned about going back to school, it's normal, it's natural to be worried, but our kids really do deserve to be in the very best learning environment that they can have. And we know the benefits of being in a classroom, learning directly one-on-one with other students, with teachers, and having that interaction is so important for development. The emotional hits from being out of school this last year with COVID-19 have been really difficult for many kids. And so I think we can look forward to a fresh new year in the fall with kids getting back to school. But now's the moment to really practice with kids for masking and hand washing and doing the things that will keep them safe when they do go back to school.
I got to tell you, I mean, my kid's been wearing, a mask and doing all that stuff. She's been both virtual and in the classroom throughout the year. She's better than most adults I know when it comes to wearing that mask. I have to tell her, you can take it off. You've been in the house now for like 45 minutes. It's okay to take it off and also pick up your shoes. But, I do want to ask you, between now and September, we got to make it there. And we are heading into a long weekend. A lot of events were canceled last Memorial Day. The weather is warming up. People just want to let loose. People are vaccinated, but some people are not. They're going to be gatherings. Do you have any sort of general advice for people who think, hey, I got the vaccine. I got nothing to worry about. Just as the potential for crowds and interacting with people that we don't know very well is pretty high this Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. Well, Anne-Marie, it sounds like you have done a great job working with your kids with the masking. So good for you. And for everybody approaching Memorial Day, the same strategy applies for kids and other people, adults too, aren't vaccinated yet. It's just still super important to wear a mask and to protect yourself. People who are vaccinated, the CDC guidance is telling us that if you're fully vaccinated and 2 weeks out from your second dose, then you can feel comfortable, being outside, being maskless, enjoying your holiday. But if you haven't been vaccinated yet, then please protect yourself with a mask and protect the people around you too, by wearing a mask, by distancing yourself from large gatherings and large crowds, and just try, we all need to try the best we can to keep these holidays safe. And, we're still not out of the woods yet. We still have, only just over half of Americans vaccinated. And by the way, there are a handful of states, there are 9 states where fewer than 40% of people have gotten even one dose of vaccine. So it's very much related to where you are in terms of the percentage of folks who are vaccinated. And we're just not out of the woods yet. So yeah, of course, I would urge everybody to keep this holiday as safe as you possibly can. And that means masking if you're not yet vaccinated.
Very good reminder. Dr. Susanna Hills, thank you so much.
Thanks, Anne-Marie.